My lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Everything's been a bit scuffed here and there today. This is your first day of the playoffs for the global esports community league, and you know, I don't think there's much room to not expect, you know, there to be some, you know, some upsets, some problems, technical problems, as we had already faced a few when it came to lobby creation and setup and all that noise and all that nonsense. But we have ourselves both the teams here in the lobby to start things off. We have Ocean Pulse versus Final Strike as your second match today, and those of you guys that missed the first one, well, it was Sicario family that took on Primal Esports and defeated them in a 3-0 fashion. Very swift, apart from all the delays in between the maps, but hopefully for this series we don't see that many delays and we can have things run smoothly and quickly potentially for Final Strike and Ocean Pulse. As my prediction for the series, I predict Final Strike to be the team in the favorite in the driver's seat for the event, or not for the event, but for the matchup. And I'm expecting Final Strike to ultimately take this one. Ocean Pulse, I feel like they're a team that needs to make sure that they continue to fight to make a name for themselves here in the AM scene, that Final Strike's players have sort of already started to do so, and they have great names. They have good reputations, solid reputations, and solid performances and achievements that can back who they are and what they bring to these teams, to these orgs, and to this league itself right here. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Can Ocean Pulse, you know, keep their fingers on the trigger and keep their head on a swivel and be able to keep up with Final Strike in this matchup? Well, only time will tell, as we're going to be getting into that map in due time. But here we got ourselves the full map. Look at, load down, look at, whatever you guys want to glance at the maps. Here we go. I'm just going to jump to it so you guys can see. We got ourselves Raid for the first two. We got Raid for the first two. We have Checkmate for the following two. And then we have Moscow to round everything out as your fifth map in this best of 5. We might be limited to only 3 if it is a 3-0. But we could always see an extension if we do see each team at least take a map or take 2 maps. That's how we get that extension to 5. But along with your look at the maps, folks, we got to take a look over at the teams as well. And you guys can check out who is playing for who here. As we got James, Semaj is James backwards. And he's not going to be subbed into. He's not going to be playing for this match. He's actually going to be subbed out. Mexi is also not going to be present for the match today for Ocean Pulse. We will see Skillful. We will see Restless. We will see Zip and Boss all playing together for Ocean Pulse today in this matchup. They are in the lobby with me. That's about to start up. And for Final Strike, they will be fielding, and the whole team is showing up for this one. It's going to be Risky, AD, Bishy, Careless, and Wheat, who are showing up for this team and who are a part of this roster for Final Strike that is looking fierce. Just names alone. More reputation and background and achievements for Final Strike's players in this Tier 2 amateur scene. Then I look over at Ocean Pulse and I'm like, okay, what do you guys have? What can you guys bring to the table? Well, it's time for them to show us that here in this one. And well, we're going to be starting off with some messed up overlays, guys. My apologies, as I'm going to have to get that solved and situated, as I'm going to have to fix that up here. There you go. And well, we talk about what needs to be fixed up, and well, this this starting point for this side of Final Strike is going to be all nice and fixed up in orange for them. Well, Ocean Pulse is going to have to continue to try to work their way over towards it. But Final Strike, they are a formidable foe to face off here, especially early on to start your playoffs run. And Careless will be able to take down one. How many more can he find? As he's on a 3 streak actually, and he will be able to find a 4th just as he finishes off the last bullets in that chamber. But right behind him is Zip, who got around a nice wrap from Pool steps and around from Pool Zip will make a play out towards rocks, play towards that wheelbarrow. The flash that's thrown out by wheelbarrow, out by corner, is not going to be able to find him. But Final Strike continue to find players all around the map. Bishy is going to find a kill onto Restless. Boss will be taken down by Careless's Glocky from the Pocky. And we're seeing this 50+ points to 0. This scoreless situation for Ocean Pulse, it will continue into Kitchen Hill. Zip trying to make a play in through the front, but with no reinforcements there, even with his 1 kill and his life getting thrown away, it just isn't going to be bringing much satisfaction and much salvation for his roster. Boss does drop to a nice stick thrown by Careless. We will find a kill onto Restless, and the rotation is going to start to come through for Final Strike here, as they're a 1 versus 1 on the old hill is going to be won by Bishy, so that keeps Ocean Pulse away from getting time on these hills. Now Weedy will jump into the hill, lickety split, and he keeps this side of Ocean Pulse scoreless right now. Careless, what can you do here? Weedy 1 versus 1 against Boss. Boss is going to be able to win it. That keeps the hill contested. Can Boss continue to hold and control this van over here? And it looks like Ocean Pulse is going to be able to break. This is the first points that they're able to score in this map, finally getting across and throwing out the donut that their team had. And Skillful gonna be able to build himself a bit of a 2 streak. The jump shots are not gonna be clean and clear for him against Careless here, as Careless will be able to clean him up. This is a 12-6 Careless, and oh my lord, Restless Roberts is you know, if his name is obviously telling the truth, he's got to find some way to get some sleep, because he needs to find a way to be actually active. He might be just more restful, actually. He might not have even woken up yet. As Ocean Pulse, Restless Robert, the one on the hill soaking up time right there, will drop. He's 0-14. This is absolutely disgusting. He's doing things that are just not right whatsoever, and he needs to find a way to shake off this funk. But up against a star-studded roster of top tier 2 players that Final Strike is fielding here, and this is a very problematic position that we see Ocean Pulse in, and they continue to try to play out this map, and it's good. At least you got to give them credit where credit is due. This is experience gaining. This is an experience gaining, you know, matchup and, you know, game that they're playing right now on Raid. Zip is doing a wonderful job, in my opinion, 12-12 at keeping his respect in order, as everybody on Final Strike are just tearing apart these players on Ocean Pulse just without trouble, really. It's just a slaughter right here. We were talking about a one-sided performance in series, but in the first one, this is looking like the most one-sided one of them all right here, as it's 187-39. The Ocean Pulse get to 41. The 50-point clubbing could still be in effect here for Final Strike. Risky, oh lord, he's on 5. Can he get 6? No, his teammates will be able to take down the last of those players. Careless will remain on this P5, and he should be able to cut off some of these players rotating through the middle courtyard here. He finds Zip. Does he find the next? He flicks over to Boss. He says goodnight to him. That Sweet Prince is going to be sleeping with the fishes as his teammates spawn up by pool and move away from it. Careless on 8. He is looking oh so dominant. Not a care in the world taking down these players on the other side. And Final Strike looking to make their final plays here on this map, with the streaks being thrown out by Careless. The teammates are going to be able to just sit on this hill, soak up the remaining time here. Risky looking for a ping. Now he's looking to probably clear out the rest of his players, making the pushes over to this white truck. Then the streak will find the 2 final kills, and Final Strike will win this one 250 to 41. What an absolutely dominant map right here, opening map of this one, as Final Strike just flush their opponents down the toilet in this first opening map on a raid. 250 to what? 250 to 43 or something. That is a certified dusting, folks, if I've ever seen it. that was disturbing on a lot of levels, for fans of Ocean Pulse, definitely. But as fans of, if you were a fan of Final Strike here, you're just, you probably going into this one were just already kicking back and relaxing, probably cracking open some cold ones and not really it's really sitting back in your chair, because you knew, you kind of have this feeling that that your team just isn't going to find too much trouble in this matchup going into it. So ultimately they do take the first map. Now we got a second map coming up on the horizon. It's going to be another raid. It's going to be a raid search and destroy as the second map in this best of 5. Let's once again take a look at the maps we have to play out here, and you guys can take a look as well here at obviously the ones that we've already concluded being the first hard point on raid. And so this is the maps we still have remaining in this matchup in this best of 5. It's going to be interesting to see how the scorelines also finish up for those maps, if maybe we see Ocean Pulse show a bit more life and maybe bring something else to the party here that maybe makes them more of a crowd pleaser going into this search and destroy, or maybe the control, or even if we see an extension, maybe even the hard points or the search and destroy for the Moscow. There's a lot of questions still for this Ocean Pulse's roster, and obviously for still remaining as well, there's questions for the side of Final Strike. Now all of that should be resolved, and a lot of those should get answered ultimately when it comes to this series by just witnessing the rest of these maps sort of play out. Now we do appreciate you guys for stopping by and for tuning in. We're gonna cut to a short break. We'll be back with your next map, next match. It's gonna be the side of, I think it's Ocean Pulse who are going to have a host for this next one. That's why we're switching up the lobbies, and it's going to take a bit of time for that. But we will be back here for Search and Destroy on Raid in just a moment, folks. So obviously don't go too far, because we got more action coming your guys' way in just a moment. Well, we're here, guys, and this is your first map not first map, but your first look at the Search and Destroy, your first round of the Search and Destroy that we have here. And it is going to be Final Strike on the left side here and Ocean Pulse on the right. Unfortunately, the players wanted to get things going a lot quicker than I was anticipating and that I was ready for, as I still had to change up a few of the stream stuff while obviously on the little short break there. But man, we got things started out in favor of Final Strike where we left off, and Careless getting an absolutely phenomenal ace on that round. Unfortunately, not able to highlight it, like I said before, guys, because they were being impatient and they wanted to, you know, jump into things just a lot more quicker than I was anticipating. So my apologies on that one, but here we go. It looks like Final Strike, though, they are going to lose the first two players in this second round of the Search and Destroy, and it's going to put them in a 2 versus 4 situation. And Restless will be able to find a kill as well to put Weedy all on his own. We will have to try to find all 4 of these players on his own, as well as a defuse. A lot of question marks being tossed up about whether or not this Ocean Pulse side would be able to take down Final Strike in just any map in general in this best of 5. And well, right now they're kind of showing up a little bit here in the early stages of this Search and Destroy, and it matters a lot for them to get on the board here with a round early on and tie things up and at least show a little bit of dominance here. As we're looking over at the Ocean Pulse side, it was a full team effort across the last 2 rounds, as they're all going to have kills. And will Final Strike, Weedy is going to stay with no kill until he just got his opening kill right there for his team. It's going to be Risky who still yet to get a kill here, and he will be able to clean up the last player. So there you go. Final Strike able to strike when the iron's hot in that round for them, and they were able to ultimately take that one and go up 2-1 in the Search and Destroy. We'll be switching up the sides once again. As you guys know, in Search and Destroy we do that. Wonderful work from the side of Final Strike that last round. Now Ocean Pulse, now do they have a answering round here? It's Risky. He's going to be looking to try to catch some of these players off guard, and he's going to be able to find Restless, who was a strong force for the side of Ocean Pulse in that round that they did win, the second one. Zip will find a nice kill to even things out at 3 apiece in terms of teams' lives. At the moment to work with, Zip on 4 kills so far in the search, rivaling Careless and Risky, as Careless and Risky, just as I say this, are able to drop kills of their own. This puts Boss all alone in the 1 versus 3. He's able to find one. He might have been spotted on this retreat with the bomb as well. I'm not quite sure, but he might have been able to make his way around through Mansion to get this plant on B safely and securely. Might have been heard by number 2, I'm not quite sure, but it looks like he will be able to get this plant. Now Risky gonna be rotating over. Will he be able to find him in time? I'm not quite sure. Boss does turn the corner. Now, will Risky just hop this bomb? I think he is. And Boss, he needs to make a play over to it, but he's not gonna get there in time. The defuse is gonna come through, and Boss, no defense whatsoever. He will give away the defuse like he was handing out free samples at a ice cream store. What just happened? Well, Risky on a 3 streak to end that round. Wheat also on a kill streak of his own. He's just only on 1 though, getting rid of his donut in that last round. Now Final Strike looking good, looking poised once again to continue to press their lead. As Careless is going to press on into Kitchen with his teammates there. The aggression, it's just too much, and they completely swallow up Ocean Pulse and chug them down. There's that opening kill from Careless as he just carelessly jumps right through the belly of the beast into kitchen and out the back to take down Zip at such a low life that he is able to escape with. What a wonderful moment for Careless as well there. Careless definitely been a player standing out a lot in this series thus far across the two maps. Arguably even one of the best players, if not the best player for Final Strike on that opening map of the Hardpoint raid. Risky making his way up towards rocks here, and Boss is just going to be below him. He gets flashed out. Does Risky spot his legs and him? Oh, Boss pokes his head up like a badger mole at the wrong time here. And will Zip, left alone in garage to try to find something, will get flashed. He's going to be blinded. And now Careless coming in from the side will just take him down. That's a 5-1 scoreline with Final Strike reaping all of the rewards. And Risky finding 2, could have even found 3 if Boss wasn't taken down by Bishy coming around through open steps. This is looking like it's going to be a done-dusted deal right here on this map and mode combination for Final Strike if they can get this next one to go their way, as Careless is just buzzing right now. Weedy, talking about people buzzing, he's going to get himself another first blood so far. And I believe that's going to be his second one. And oh, Weedy finding Boss as well. Risky going to take a trade kill on to Skillful. And now the last player alive, Restless, is going to be taking a nice nap right in front of the kitchen counter, as it's going to be a 6-1 win for Final Strike on that map. Dominant performance from map to map here from Final Strike. We're having practically both of these series today have looked like these teams have been trying to speed run or something here. Like, I'm thinking maybe we're on a let's play, what is it, let's ready run or something, or a games done quick stream here. That's what it's kind of looking like, as both of these matchups have had such quick starts and ends in terms of, you know, map to start of map to end of map. As right now it's just Ocean Pulse getting picked apart for making a lot of rookie mistakes. And, you know, you're looking at things like maybe not shooting as straight as their competition. You're also looking at a lot of players being caught out of position and just not in the right coordinated, you know, parts of the map to really work off of each other well and find success in tandem. Now we're going to be jumping into the next map here, and it's going to be Checkmate. It's going to be our first non-raid map of the playoffs here at GEC League, and well, Risky and Bishy are going to be the ones to get the first couple of kills for this side of Final Strike here. Risky staying alive on his streak as he gets it all the way up to 3 now. Careless as well on his own streak of 3, staring at the head of an enemy that he had just dispatched in probably quick fashion. Zip looking to find Careless, but Careless just takes him down effortlessly. English might just be as hard as playing against this Final Strike team, but Careless, man, oh man, he is blistering right now. Players on the other side just see him at the end of their gun and freeze up. Careless is an absolute monster, but Zip does come through on a flank and is able to clear off and help his team wipe the players in white off the point. Final Strike looking to continue to try to push through to close this one out, this first round, in a dominant and fast-paced fashion. but Boss and the rest of Ocean's Pulse do have other things to say about this. Bishy looking to play annoying and look to just take spawn kill after spawn kill as they are cleaning these players. 22-9 in lives right now. Weedy on 4 in a row. See if we can jump on with him as he's continuing to try to mess with these spawns, as he's gonna tag up one, not take him down until just that last moment there. Bishy finding Boss is big. 4 players, 4 lives left for Ocean Pulse. Restless Roberts will find a kill, and well, Risky nearly BMing in front of the camera here. Careless just to his left, a player over at Pallets will drop to Zip, but Zip does drop to Risky. Last 3 lives remaining for the side of Ocean Pulse. It's going to be Skillful and Boss, but they won't be able to do anything to stop the players on Final Strike from ultimately capturing that point and seeing themselves up 1-0 in this control. And that was an offensive round win as well. If we thought we saw dominance out of Final Strike here, well, I'm afraid of what we might witness when they have defense at their disposal here, as now on the defensive side, Zip doing what he can as the one force for the side of Ocean Pulse, that, or the one pulse I would say, or ripple that is actually being witnessed here. There's not really many other 8 and 4. Some of these players just standing still at times just to meme or probably take photos with their phones, or I don't even know what they're doing. Maybe ordering some food already. This is some quick plays, quick kills, quick games coming in from Final Strikes. But Skillful, he is looking good right now, as he's actually made his way into 4 in a row here. Careless has been a bit AFK for a while. He will ultimately drop as well. It's looking like it's more of a 3 versus 4 situation, but now it looks like players alive. Bishy gonna be pulling out the Milano as well. The players might have been paused actually just to make some meme classes up real quick, as Bishy's gonna be pulling out the Milano here. Full streaks in the pocket of Careless as well, as he's been just having a fun one here in this control on Checkmate. We looking to take down more players, but he himself gets taken down in the response. Restless is going to be able to get a big kill as well here. Looking to make his way over to the player just at yellow. That's going to be Careless here, nearly taking down Restless, but it's just all for naught when it comes to Ocean Pulse's efforts, as they're just not able to really find much here, except they will be able to stack onto B. Actually, it looks like they might be able to get in a time extension here if if things aren't answered by Final Strike. But it looks like a streak is going to be able to come through and be put to use and be able to find pleasure for this side of Final Strike, as these AR shots from Risky are going to be able to devastate the chances, the hopes, the faith that was still remained for Ocean Pulse in that round. Weedy taking down the player as well to put his pinky on the throat of this Ocean Pulse side there. The last pulses we're really hearing from them just seem to be their heart rates, just their heart beating right now as they're looking close to their demise in this matchup. Zip 11 and 12 trying to stand on his head, but just having a tough time with little support here. 6 and 12 for Skillful, 6 and 16 for Boss. Restless Roberts looking worse for wear as well with 8 and 13. All over on the other side of things, we're seeing a really star-studded KD and everything coming out of Ocean Pulse, and Bishy even now gonna have some fun with the MP5, looking to level that up in this private match. as his team's just gonna walk onto these points and simultaneously capture both of them. As Zip also drops to Careless as he's solo killing players on these points, just off on his own. Nobody gonna be making their way to A just yet. As it's looking about it here. We're gonna see B captured. A, Careless is gonna grab himself another streak here. He's definitely your star performer here in this one. As this is pretty much all she wrote, this is all she wrote, folks. Careless and company here. Final Strike delivering the final dagger into the coffin of Ocean Pulse here in the winner's bracket, as they will be moving on to that loser's bracket, Ocean's Pulse, and well, Final Strike will be able to continue to live another day and continue to thrive in the upper bracket, as Careless just about to capture here. It's just agonizing at this point here for the side of Ocean Pulse. They even lose a player leaves as well, and that's got to be about it here. Yeah, looks like Final Strike is just really playing with these players here, these remaining ones in the lobby, in the map, as Risky will clear off more. Careless leaves the game knowing that it's pretty much all over, and there you go, folks. We will see Final Strike taking down Ocean Pulse in the 3-0 fashion here in the checkmate control, as well as the series as a whole. And well, Risky AD, it's been looking very strong and sharp throughout this whole team on the side of Final Strike, just having so much fun with this one. No fear or faults really in the stars of this team and this roster as this matchup concludes. And this day concludes actually here as well, with Final Strike finding success across the board, across all three maps, and ultimately just, it's not even like I will tell you who like the MVP is for the maps and for ultimately the series from Final Strike, but their whole team was just all on a burner. You know, they were all just on a wave right here, and or, you know, pun intended, I guess. You know, they were riding this Ocean's Pulse, and they were, you know, shredding it up like a surfer on like a high wave, you know. And Ocean's Pulse, well, they got played with. You know, they might have felt like they had something that they could have maybe brought to this engagement on stream against this titan of a team, Final Strike, but they just, at the end of the day, they get into these maps, and well, there's just really just nothing that they could really bring to the table and muster at the end of the day. You know, once the clock started to tick and we were ready, you know, it just seemed like Final Strike just had an answer for every single thing. And well, that's, you know, part of it being that historic, you know, all the you know, achievements and success, and just the prior knowledge that Final Strike has just of what they've been able to accomplish so far in this COD, and you know, what they're known for and what they're capable of, you know, is put on display in full force. And this right here is also, in my eyes, this 3-0 is also a bit of a wake-up call for other teams. It's a bit of a, you know, it's a bit of a exclamation point, so to speak, to try to, you know, probably scare off some of the other teams out there that might think that, okay, yeah, this Final Strike team, you know, they're not really much of a problem. You know, they're just gonna feel like this is a cakewalk of a thing, and you know, they're not gonna really try too hard. And but they looked extremely poised to speed run and to really show a lot off in terms of just their power in their presence on the map in this series, and they were able to do so across the raid and the checkmate. So I expect maybe to see some targeted bans here come out, and the picks and bans to follow, you know, when it comes to whoever plays them in the next round of the winners bracket. And then when you look over at this Ocean Pulse roster, you know, there's just not a lot that I could really say to maybe feel like I really know that they're capable of anything at this point. You know, and it sounds harsh to say it, but it's really the harsh reality looking at this kind of a match that just unfolded. You know, Ocean Pulse still yet to really bring anything to light on stream. And, you know, they're going to have to fight it out in the losers bracket alongside, you know, Primal, who also dropped down today. And that team, 100% hands down, is leagues above Ocean Pulse, in my opinion. But we'll just see how things play out. This was day one of the playoffs. We had some hiccups. We had some up and downs when it came to outside of matches. In matches, though, it was very clear cut and dry for the most part across both the series. Congratulations to Sicario family and to Final Strike for being able to take your wins, your 3-0 wins, and then also your MVPs on today's matches as well. With Sicario family, they had the MVP of Solidify, who was able to take that one. And then for Final Strike, the MVP there in that match against Ocean Pulse had to go to Careless. He was just an absolute menace on the map. He was a wrecking ball in a construction site. And yeah, just Ocean Pulse just had nothing they could do to stop him. Map after map after map, streaking out, you know, as plain as day. But yeah, ultimately, guys, thank you so much for tuning on in. It's been an awesome time seeing each and every one of you guys tune in to stream and interact in the chat. I hope you guys can come aboard for the action tomorrow. You guys will get some more info on the Twitter, on GEC Twitter. While you guys are out there checking out the GEC Twitter, it's GEC_league. You can go and check out all of these teams' Twitters that have been tagged in the matches tweets for today, as well as come aboard, check out my Twitter, and come join the 14 Nation by dropping me a follow maybe on my Twitch or even on just on my Twitter. You know, it allows you to join in on the family that I am also growing myself. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys once again for tuning on in. It's been awesome. It's been time and a half. Now, I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. Peace out. We'll see you guys with the matches tomorrow. See you guys later.